Okay, he's saying the answers, but he's saying them in such a weak way. Like
He does sound like he needs to be in the hospital.
he
Like he
sounds
should be in
sick.
bed.
He's not like Trump. He's not like me. Look at me. How I'm speaking. You know what I mean? Like, wait, let's go. Let's get it.
And thought to still be alive are 5 Americans. Israel's response has killed thousands of Palestinians and created a humanitarian crisis in Gaza. President Biden, you've put forward a proposal to resolve this conflict, but so far Hamas has not released the remaining hostages, and Israel is continuing its military offensive in Gaza. So what additional leverage will you use to get Hamas and Israel to end the war? You have 2 minutes.
Number one, everyone from the United Nations Security...
First of all, let's see if he can let's actually see if he can complete the 2 minutes. I'm actually going to time him right now. Starting now.
Security Council, straight through the G7, to the Israelis, and Netanyahu himself have endorsed the plan I put forward. Which has 3 stages to it. The first stage is trade the hostages for a ceasefire. Second phase is a ceasefire with additional conditions. The third phase is the end of the war. The only one who wants the war to continue is Hamas, number one. They're the only ones standing out. We're still pushing hard to get them to accept. In the meantime, what's happened? In Israel, we're finding...
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Do you actually want a president like this? I mean, he sounds so fucking weak. He sounds sick, bro. I mean, do you actually respect this? Like, he sounds like he's... Okay, he's saying the answers, but he's saying them in such a weak way, like...
He does sound like he needs to be in the hospital. Like he should be in bed.
He's not like Trump. He's not like me. Look at me. How I'm speaking. You know what I mean? Like, look at me and look how he...
Like this isn't a voice you respect when you walk in the room.
Honestly, this is a president? Like, this is a president? He's gonna go speak... He's supposed to be a public speaker #1 of the whole U.S., and this is how he's speaking? I mean, I really... you're a true American, born and raised. You know, would you actually respect a president like this?
I hate to use it as an example, but look at guys like Hitler. Those guys, they walk in a room, they speak. Motherfuckers shut up and listen.
Bro, you fucked my whole video, but interesting example.
Motherfuckers shut up and listen. That guy demands respect.
This guy denied Israel.
He sounds so sick. I mean, he's finishing the sentence,
they don't work very well in populated areas. They kill a lot of innocent.
But you don't know you don't know where his points were. You don't know. You change tones of voice. You know, when you're making a point. You know, when you don't want to make a point, you change your tone of voice. When you do want to make a point, you emphasize that point. You know what I'm talking about? There's nothing like that. You don't know where he's speaking about. He's saying something. I think he's reading the teleprompter or something. But it's just coming off like he's reading it. It's not coming off as a healthy president with an actual character. And you can't even sense his personality. It's just so weird, man. Anyways, I'll digress. Let's keep going.
People. We're providing Israel with all the weapons they need and when they need them. And by the way, I'm the guy that organized the world against Iran when they had a full-blown intercontinental ballistic missile attack on Israel. No one was hurt. No one Israeli was accidentally killed, and it stopped. We saved Israel. We are the biggest producer of support for Israel of anyone in the world. And so there are 2 different things. Hamas cannot be allowed to be continued. We continue to send our experts and our intelligence people as to how they can get Hamas like we did bin Laden. You don't have to do it. And by the way, they've been greatly weakened, Hamas. Greatly weakened, and they should be. They should be eliminated. But you've got to be careful for using certain weapons among population centers.
Okay. He actually used 2 minutes. That's actually pretty interesting. He actually... No. He used a minute. Actually, he only used a minute and like 20 seconds. Never mind. Sorry.
Back to Ukraine for 1 second. We have an ocean separating us. The European nations together.
Look how Biden's looking at him. Like he's
or maybe
lost.
More than that. Less than us. Why doesn't he call them and say, you got to put up your money like I did with NATO? I got them to put up hundreds of billions of dollars. The Secretary General of NATO said, Trump did the most incredible job I've ever seen. They wouldn't have any, they were going out of business. We were spending almost 100% of the money was paid by us. He didn't do that. He's getting all. You got to ask these people to put up the money. We're over $100 billion more spent, and it has a bigger impact on them because of location, because we have an ocean in between. You got to ask them. As far as Israel and Hamas, Israel's the one that wants to go. He said the only one that wants to keep going is Hamas. Actually, Israel is the one, and you should let him go and let him finish the job. He doesn't want to do it. He's become like a Palestinian, but they don't like him because he's a very bad Palestinian. He's a weak one.
See, this is why the Arabs shouldn't trust Trump, because he's actually really bad. But I mean, are you kidding me? Am I gonna vote for freaking Biden? Am I insane?
He said, "Finish the job." Holy shit!
Bro, he's like, no, Israel wants to go in there. They actually want to go for it. Yeah, he's like, while you're being a Palestinian. Oh my God, this is the only problem with Trump. He's actually really bad when it comes to Israel.
No. The thing is, Trump has to put his people first, and Hamas is holding American citizens.
You think that's the only reason?
That's what his argument point is.
Like,
Yes,
it's the biggest reason, and because also Israel is an ally, I guess, in the region.
yeah, but I think it more has to do with that there's American hostages.
I mean,
'Cause at the end of-
fair. He
Yeah,
just,
'cause at the
he
end
just
of-
never mentioned it today in this debate. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, man, yeah, the Arabs are gonna vote for him, but they need to be very careful because he's really bad. Like, he wants Israel to finish the job and take over Gaza, is what he just said, basically.
President Biden, you have a minute.
I've never heard so much foolishness. This is a guy who wants to get out of NATO. Are you going to stay in NATO? He's going to pull out of NATO. The idea that we have, our strength lies in our alliances as well. There may be a big ocean, but we're ever able to avoid a war in Europe, a major war in Europe? What happens if, in fact, you have Putin continue to go into NATO? We have an Article 5 agreement. Attack on one is attack on all. You want to start the nuclear war he keeps talking about, go ahead. Let Putin go in and control Ukraine and then move on to Poland and other places. See what happens then. He has no idea what the hell he's talking about. And by the way, I got 50 other nations around the world to support Ukraine, including Japan and South Korea, because they understand that this kind of dislocation has a serious threat to the whole world peace. No major war in Europe has ever been able to be contained just to Europe.
President Trump, just to follow up, would you support the creation of an independent Palestinian state in order to achieve peace in the region?
I'd have to see, but before we do that, the problem we have is that we spend all.
He's a master at answering these questions. I mean, that's a very difficult question, you know? And the way he just answered it was insane. I've never seen anything like this in my life. He's literally a master. At public speaking and like negotiation and debating and like being in front of somebody. This is insane. Like, this guy took classes. Who's winning?
It's like, who do you want in a meeting over foreign affairs?
There's no way. Biden? Ah! Are you kidding me? You don't even know when he's finished talking. Whereas Trump, he answered the most difficult question I've ever heard in my life. She's like, do you support? This is like a trap, because there's really no good answer here. Because if he says he supports the Palestinian, then he looks bad in front of the Israelis. If he says he supports the Israeli, he looks bad in front of the Palestinian. He's like, I'd have to look and see on that, but let me get back really quickly. This guy's a monster. I would not want to debate this dude. Bro, I don't want to debate this dude. This is crazy.
The money. So they kill us on trade. I made great trade deals with the European nations. Because if you add them up, they're about the same size economically.
Finally, the boys are here.
About the same size as the United States. And they were no cars, they don't want anything that we have. But we're supposed to take their cars.
Who's
their food,
winning?
their
Me.
everything, their agriculture. I changed that. But the big thing I changed is they don't want to pay. And the only reason that he can play games with NATO is because I got them to put up hundreds of billions of dollars. I said, and he's right about this, I said, no, I'm not going to support NATO if you don't pay. They asked me that question. Would you guard us against Russia at a very secret meeting of the 28
Oof,
states
he's talking
at
about a
that
secret
time,
meeting.
nations at that time. And they said, no, if you don't pay, I won't do that. And you know what happened? Billions and billions of dollars came flowing in the next day and the next months. But now we're in the same position. We're paying everybody's
Thank you.
bills.
Let's turn to the issue of democracy. Former President Trump.
Okay, who do you think won there in that questioning? Just that line of questioning. Oh man, 100% Trump there.
Trump for sure.
That's crazy. This is like the second or third question, and he's literally won every single one of them. Bro, did you want RFK Jr. in this debate, or do you think it would have been a waste of time? I think it would have been a waste of time. He says RFK
What?
Jr. For RFK Jr. to be in the debate.
Yeah.
Man, that guy, imagine listening to him for 90 minutes. sorry. Let's move on to the next question.